you are doing, you have to be computer literate. So that is why this GST103 is very important. So the unit you are going to be taking today is word processing, and majority of us, I know, we understand what is called word processing. This is our WPS, or this is your Microsoft Word. That is what is called word processing. So in our last class, we talked about algorithm and flowchart. For those of us that joined, algorithm and flowchart, and we were able to discuss the meaning of algorithm. We were able to talk about the meaning of flowchart. So in our last class, I said algorithm is a step-by-step process of you solving an issue, or a step-by-step problem of giving a solution to a problem. For an example, you want to teach someone how to make garri, or how to prepare rice. And you say start. Next process should be on the gas. Another process should be put your pot on the fire. Another process should be put water inside. Another process, wash your rice. Another process, pour the rice inside. Another process, maybe after 30 minutes, filter it or check it. I'm just giving an example. So that is how it works, just like a step-by-step way of solving a problem. That is for algorithm. Then for flowchart, it is also a step-by-step way of solving problem. But for the flowchart, you have to involve diagrams. There has to be a diagram. For you to be able to use flowchart, you need to use diagram. So there are symbols that are meant to be used for flowchart. For an example, oval shape. Oval shape is meant for start and stop. Rectangle shape is meant for process. Parallelogram shape is meant for input and output. Arrows is meant to give directions of what your data are. So that's for flowchart. Then we talked about pseudocode also. I said that is code in an English form, just a way you are writing the step-by-step in an English way, nothing complex, just like typing it in a simple English. That's for the pseudocode. That is what we talked about in our last class. So today we are going to word processing. So I believe every one of us here is familiar with what is called word processing. At least you've used it before, maybe to type a CV, maybe to type an assignment, maybe to create a table, maybe your place of work to do, in many ways you should be able to have used it before. So that's for the word processing. So we're going to be talking about it today, and we're going to look at the introduction of this course. So for the first part, which is the introduction, word processing means using a computer program like Microsoft Word to type, to edit, to save and print documents. So word processing is just like, it means you using a computer system now to use a program that is called Microsoft Word. Word processing is just the general terminologies for Microsoft Word application. Word processing can be in the format of WPS, it can be in the format of Microsoft Word, it can be in the format of a notepad, can be called a word processor also. So word processing means using a computer program like Microsoft Word to type, to edit, to save and to print documents. So Microsoft Word is just the general example for this word processing that every one of us is familiar with. So instead of writing with pen and paper, you type using a keyboard and the documents appear on the screen. So instead of us writing with pen and paper, What do? You type using keyboard and the document appear on the screen. You want to write a letter to someone now, instead of you carrying paper, instead of you carrying a paper and pen to start writing a letter, what do? You type it out on the computer. You send it via email, you send it via WhatsApp, you send it via Telegram. You can send it in a very different way, and you can make it more attracting and more, yeah, how will I put it, you adding some editings to it to make it more sharp before you send it to the person. So you can use the Microsoft Word to type, to edit, to save, and to print documents. So examples of documents that can be created with Microsoft with word processing are: you can create letter, you can create your assignment, you can create a memo, you can create a report, you can create a CV. Some weeks ago, if I give us assignment, I will tell us that, yeah, make use of Microsoft Word to submit. So that is you making use of the word processing app to create an assignment. So an example for this is a student typing an assignment in Microsoft Word. Instead of handwriting, it is using word processing. So instead of you to make use of handwriting, instead of you to use a pen and a paper to do your assignment, you make use of Microsoft Word. So this is just a basic way of using. These are the kind of examples we can use to create. We can create using Microsoft Word, using word processing. So let's look at the objective of this course. After studying this unit, you should be able to start a Microsoft Word. You should be able to exit Microsoft Word. You should be able to create a new blank document, and you should be able to type text into a document. So identify non-printing characters also. So these are the things you are supposed to know. You should be able to understand before the end of this unit. So let's go into the main content. Let's look at the introduction of the word processing. So word processing helps user to create documents, to edit mistakes easily, to save documents for future use, and to print documents. An example of this word processing is Microsoft Word. We are going to be making use of Microsoft Word. So for the word processing, it helps users. We are the users. You that you are using the Microsoft Word, you that you are using the program to save, to type, to create a document, you are the user. So you use Microsoft Word, or you use word processing to create a document. What does a document mean? You creating a content and saving it. It becomes a document. When you save it, it becomes a document. You are creating something for use. We use word processing to edit mistakes easily. Instead of you are using a pen and paper, you're writing a letter or you're writing an assignment. If you make a mistake, what will you do? Use your pen to cross it over. But here, you don't need to cross anything over. What do? You take your cursor there, you delete it, you clear the mistakes. Then word processing helps users to be able to save documents for future use. So you can save documents and keep it on your phone, keep it on your laptop for future use. Some documents that you save there, then the next 5 months, if they need it, or if you need it, you go back there, you do some editing to it and make use of it. Then you can also use word processing to print. So you insert your printer cable to your computer, you'll be able to print out documents you have on your word processing app. So unlike typewriter, you do not need to retype everything when you make mistakes. I don't know if many of us have seen typewriter before, but word processing is different from typewriters. That if you do a mistake there, you have to delete. You have to retype everything when you make a mistake if you are using a typewriter. But for word processing, once you make a mistake, you can actually delete it. It's just like you are typing on your phone. When you make a mistake, you delete it and you type the correct thing. So same thing applicable here. And you make a mistake, you go to the mistake, you delete, you click on backspace, you clear it off, you put the right thing there. An example is, if you type I am go to, okay, let me just, okay, before I show you the Microsoft Word after this. So like the example here say, if you type I am go to school, that's there's an error there. I am go to school is not correct. You can easily edit it to what I am going to school without without cancelling anything. Just take the cursor to where there's problem, to that goal, then you include ing there. So without rewriting the whole document, you are not rewriting everything. So let's look at how to start Microsoft Word. So to open the Microsoft Word, you turn on the computer, you turn on your computer system or your laptop, you click on start, you click program, then you click on what? Microsoft Word. You have another way there that says double click the word icon on the desktop. Let me just show us an example. The system is on now. The system is on. It says click on start. The start button is always like a window key. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see what I just click on? No. Alright, let me just remove the share screen here. And then so as an example, can you see my screen now? Like, can you see the Microsoft Word? Alright, so I've pinned it down under this section here. I've pinned it down. So let's say I click on start button. If you click on the start button, you see word, and you click on the word. Click on the word. I click on it like this. It will take me here. Once it takes you here, now you've opened the Microsoft Word application. You can see blank. It's giving you examples of other templates. It's showing my recent. It's showing what I've done today. Showing them here. Then you can see new. You can see home. You can see open. You can see the account that is connected. So this is what it will show for you. This is for the word processing. I'm using Microsoft Word as an example. So if you want to start a Microsoft Word, that is how to start it. If you have the program on your system already, but if you don't have it already, you can go to your Microsoft store and download it, or you use your you go to all this Softonic, all this Get My PC to download it on your computer. But for you that you have it already on your computer, yes, you can actually click on this and it will show. This is the Microsoft Word. Then I was talking about another one. I said it is called WPS. Let me show us that one. It's also the same thing. You can make use of it. You can use it as, okay, this is it. This one also, you can make use of it. It's also another example of word processing. So this is the WPS now. WPS, this is the WPS. It's also it also functions the same way as Microsoft Word, but it's just that this one is more advanced. This one can open a Microsoft Excel document, which is this sheet. It can open PowerPoint document, which is this slide. It can also open document here, the Microsoft Word document itself, and it can also open PDF. So that is just the difference between this and that one. Microsoft Word can only open Microsoft Word document alone, but this WPC, it can actually open Excel document, it can open PowerPoint document, it can open PDF, it can open PowerPoint slide and Microsoft Word itself. If you look at my recent, you will see that there is Word. This one that has been painted green and blue, that shows W blue. That one is Microsoft Word document. The one that is showing P is PowerPoint document. So this one is different from Microsoft Word, but it's still an example of word processing, because you can use it to print, you can use it to type, you can use it to save documents. So let's go back to the class. So that is for starting Microsoft Word. I said you turn on the computer, you click on start, you click on program, then you will see your Microsoft Word application there. You click on it, it will open. Or another way is that you double click the Word icon, the Microsoft Word icon on your desktop screen. You double click it, it will open. An example, if you want to type an assignment, you must first open your Microsoft Word before you type, before you get connected, before you be able to type, before you be able to create a table. You must open your Microsoft Word first. Before you send a message on your WhatsApp, you must on your phone. Before you send a message on your WhatsApp, you must click on that WhatsApp icon on that WhatsApp application itself. So same thing applicable here. Before you can have an access to the Microsoft Word, you must have it on your system. While you have it on your system, before you use it, you must click on it so that it will load before you'll be able to make use of it. So let's continue. Let's look at another idea, which is exiting Microsoft Word. If you want to exit it, you want to cancel it, you want to close it, how do you do it? Yeah, to close Word, what do? You click File. Once you click on File, you click on Exit, and the shortcut is given to us. Click the X button at the top right corner. You want to exit Microsoft Word. Maybe you are done using it. You are done using it and you want to exit. How do you do it? You click on File. You click on Exit. Let me show us that. So this is the Microsoft Word now. This is the Microsoft Word. So let me just click on this document as an example. So now look at this document now. I want to exit Microsoft Word. I want to cancel it. I'm done using it. I'm done creating this US report now. I want to cancel it. How do I do that? Say it. You will go to File. Are you seeing my mouse? You will go to File. This top left corner. File. You click on File. So when you click on File, you will see Exist. So now I've cancelled the application. I've cancelled the document there. Okay, let me click on it back so that you see what I just did. So now this is it. Click on File. Mine is not okay. I can't even. Alright. I want to do it in a way that you'll be able to see my mouse. So this is it. You click on More. Mine is not showing exist directly, but you click on more, you can click on close, it will close. Or you click on the shortcut of canceling this thing. The shortcut to cancel this Microsoft Word is just for you to go to this cancel here, go to the cancel here, this X at the top right corner here, this X that shows close, this X that shows close, just click on it, it will cancel. So that is how to cancel it. Now I've clicked on it again, just click on it again now. Anvi. Yeah, good evening.
Recording stop.
Yeah, when you close, when you click on cancel, for an example now, let me show you something to tell you that the system is computer is very smart. Now let me just make a little changes here. Let me remove this Lagos Study Center. Okay. Now let me remove this Lagos Study Center and put Lagos Mainland.
Recording in progress.
Put Lagos Mainland Study Center. For an example, if I want to cancel this thing now, look at it. It will tell me that should I save your changes to this file. So which means before you cancel, it must show you something. It is when you now ignore, maybe by mistake you didn't read it, maybe you thought you didn't make any changes, you just click on cancel and it show you something like this and you did not look at it, you just click on don't save. That is when your document will not save, because it will show you something like this that I read it. It says avoid losing changes to this file in the future by saving it to a folder backed up to the cloud instead. So you have to save these changes. It cannot just cancel. The Microsoft Word before, you can actually click on close and the document will just delete. You will just lose this. It will not show you option. But the Microsoft Word now, it will not delete. It will show you option. You can even save it. You can even back it up on your cloud. You can it is connected to cloud computing now. So it is until I say don't save, that is when it will cancel without saving. Now I click on don't save. You just click on don't save. Now let's go back to that document. Let's see if it's going to save. Let's go back to that document and see maybe it will save. So now this is the document, BMCOS report, and let me click on it. Can you see that it did not save? There's no Lagos Mainland there because I did not save it. But let's say I save it and I click on this report now. It's going to show Lagos Mainland Study Center because I saved it before I canceled. So that is it. So when you want to close your document, make sure you save. There are some you can actually set it in a way whereas it will automatically save for you every 30 minutes, or anytime you stop typing it will save automatically. So that's for the word processing. So let's continue. So let's look at the next one, creating a new blank document. How do you create a new blank document? So a blank document is an empty page where you can start typing, and to create one you click the new document button or you press Ctrl+N. Let's create our own new blank document now. Let's go back to the Word. So this is Gbemi report now. Let's say we have something like this. So let's say we have something like this and we want to create sorry. So let's say we have something like this and we want to create a new document. We want to create a blank document that has no details like this. What do? You go to file, this file at the top left corner here. Go to file, you click on what? New. Once you click on new, it will show you a blank document. This is a blank document. This is a blank document. Once you click on it, it will appear as a blank document. Or you use shortcut. You click on Control N. Control N. On your keyboard, you will see CTRL, which stands for control. So you hold on to control and you click on N. You see that another one will open. Another one has been created. That is how to create a new blank document. And when you go to this file and you click on new, if you look at this is a blank document. There are other options here, something like simple service code, business sale invoice. These are the things I've searched for. That is why I'm showing them. So you can use different templates. Maybe you want to create a receipt, you want to create a CV, you can actually search for it. You want to create a business card, you want to create a card, you want to create a flyer, you want to create a letter, and you don't know the format you want to use. There are options there for you to check. A lot of formats for you to use. So that's for that. But if you want to create a new blank document, you just click on this blank document. It will create it for you. Now you can now type whatever you want to type. You can do anything you want to do there to go, because you have a new blank document. And you can delete. You can type, you can delete. So now let's continue.
Recording in progress.
So that is for creating a new blank document. Maybe when your lecturer gives you an assignment, and you first create a new blank document before typing. You are meant to submit your assignment in Microsoft Word format. What do? You create a blank document for it. You type in your answers there, you save it. That is how to create a new blank document. Either you click on new document button, you go to file, you click on new, you click on blank document, or you use a shortcode or a shortcut, which is Control plus N. So let's continue. Then the text area, we have the text area. The text area is a white space where typing appears. We have the text area. Then another one, we have the blinking vertical line. So this blinking vertical line is called the insertion point or cursor. Wherever the cursor is, that is where your typing will appear. An example, if the cursor is in the middle of a sentence and you type the word the word will appear there. So let me show us an example now. Let's go back to the Word document. Let's go to the new document that we created. So this is a new this is a blank document that we created. And this is the text area. This is the text area now. This page, this white page, is the text area. This is for A4 paper. The text area. You can choose to expand it to the side. You can choose to turn it back there. You can choose to expand from here also. You can choose to return it back there, depending on what you want to do, depending on what you want to type. But this is the text area now. Anything you type will appear here. For example, I want to type here GST103 computer founder. everything will appear here. Anything you click on the keyboard will appear here. If you click on one, it will appear there. Any symbols, anything, whatever thing you type, it will appear there, because this is the text area. Why there's something called cursor? There's something called cursor. It is either we call it an insertion point or you call it cursor. You can see this black thing that is blinking at the front of this S. This black thing that is blinking at the front of this S is known as inserting point, an insertion point, or you call it a cursor. Anywhere this black thing is, anywhere it is, anything you type is going to appear there. So anything you type is going to appear there. Let me put it in the middle of this. Let me put it in the middle of 3, in the middle of 0 and 3. Now you can see it is in the middle of 0 and 3. Anything you type is going to show there. Anything you type is going to show there. Can you see? Because it's at the front of 3. From the front of 0 to 3, and insert flowchart and algorithm there, because that is where the cursor is. So anywhere you put this insertion point and you type, it's going to appear there. So this blank page now, this white board is called the text area, where your text is going to be on. Why this line that is blinking is called the insertion point or the cursor. So I hope we are getting along. I hope we are understanding this. So let's pick another thing entirely from the course. So the next one is using the enter key. Yeah, using the enter key. How do we use the enter key? In Microsoft Word, you do not press enter at the end of every line. See, let's take note of that. In Microsoft Word, you don't press enter at the end of every line. Word automatically moves text to the next line. So Word will automatically move. They will automatically move the text to the next line. This is called word wrap. So the terminology for this sentence is called word wrap. Word automatically move text to the next line. Instead of you to press enter, don't press enter, because it will automatically move itself down to the next line. So continuation of this, you press enter to enter in paragraph. This is where you make use of enter. If you want to end the paragraph, you press enter. If you want to leave a blank line, what do? You press enter. If you want to end a short line, also press enter. So these are the situations, these are the ways we can make use of enter when we are typing. You want to end a paragraph, yeah, you make use of enter. You want to leave a blank line, you make use of enter. You want to end a short line, you make use of enter. This video is going to go off now. Please, let's try to use that link to join again. So these are ways you can make use of enter. An example, the correct example here says, my name is John, full stop. So I said an example for this is when you press enter, my name is John, I am a student of now, full stop. Here, no enter is needed, because Yeah, no enter is needed because you are writing a plain sentence. My name is John. Yeah, I'm a student of now. There should not be you should not end a paragraph here because it is just a simple sentence. But you are wrong if you do it this way. My name is John. Full stop. Then you click on enter. It comes to the next line. I'm a student of now. This one is very wrong. My name is John. Full stop. Then you run and press enter so that you come to the next line. No, it's not needed. You don't need to use enter when you are writing a sentence. When you are making a sentence, rather. You only use enter if you want to end a paragraph. You want to leave a blank line. You want to end a short line. That is when you make use of enter. So do not press enter after every line unless you are starting a new paragraph. So let's make an example of this. Let's do a sample of this. IB.
Hello, how far na Ajake?
I did.
Mo wà níbì kan ní network yẹn wá sí I just dey reach outside I go buy something wey I dey comot.
Oh yeah, no. Oh yeah, no. Oh yeah, no. Tó bá ṣe dọ́là, just text me. Tó bá ṣe dọ́là, ká sáré ṣe. I go day school now. Day school. Yeah, if you find you now, if you find you come, just let me know. Oh yeah, no. Oh yeah, no. Okay. Okay, bye. Yeah. So this is the text area now. We want to see how to make use of enter. We want to see when to make use of enter and when not to make use of enter. So let me clear all of this. So I want to type my heading GST103. I want to type my heading GST103 computer under enter. So this is the title, right? Yeah. This is just the title. And enter is not there because you need to go down to write the content of the of your title to explain what you want to talk about. Maybe you want to create an endings, you want to create a subheading, you want to create whatever. An enter is required there. So I can use an enter. You see, when I click on enter, the line actually comes down. Let me zoom it. So when I click on enter, before I click on enter, the cursor is at the front of S. So I click on enter, it's going to come down. Which means I'm creating another paragraph. I've ended this line, I've ended the first line, which is GST103 computer fundamental. So now I can now type word processing. I can still click on enter because word processing is my title, is my heading, is what we want to talk about. Then the next line I can say word processing programs like Microsoft So can you see that without me pressing enter, after this and automatically print the document came down under this word processing automatically. So that's to tell us that you are creating a sentence here I'm typing the meaning of word processing, right? So I'm typing the meaning of word processing, and without using enter, I was able to, the computer was able to make an adjustment to it, because it is not done by me, it is done by the computer. So let's say, let me cut this out. You see, and I want to include print a document. Print. Can you see that automatically the word came down here? It actually arranged itself without using enter. So let's say I now use enter here. Let's say I use enter here, and I use another enter here. You see that this does not make any sense. Yeah. Word processing is the process of then using computer programs like Microsoft Word to edit, save, type, and print a document. When you use enter, when you make use of enter, it means you've ended a paragraph. You are ending a paragraph. You've ended it already. When you click on enter, or you want to end a short line. For an example, this word processing is a short line because it's a subheading. So I use enter to end it. But this word processing definition, this word processing explanation, you don't need to use enter. So same thing applicable to the example that I gave us there, that says my name is John. My name is John. I'm a student of now. So yeah, you don't need to use enter. Okay, now this does not make sense. Grammatically, it does not make sense because it's not correct. So that is why you only make use of enter when you want to end a paragraph, when you want to end a short line. So anything you are typing, automatically it is going to adjust itself, and they will arrange themselves line by line. If you like, type 1000 words, type 2000 words, everything is going to be arranged accordingly. So let's learn how to use enter when it's needed. Let's learn how to be familiar with this word processing. So let's continue. Let's go back to our course. So let's look at the next one, which is the non-printing character. Non-printing character. So this non-printing character, these are symbols that appears on the screen but do not print on paper. So these are the kind of symbols, they appear on the screen. You will see them on the screen, but when you want to print on your paper, maybe you want to print the document outside, they will not appear on the paper. You will never see them on your paper. Examples is what we have: the paragraph mark. This paragraph mark now, if you want to print, you will never see them. You will never see them on your paper. Another example is dot. This shows space. Dot equals to, like, it shows space, you can never see it. Then another one is arrow. It shows tab. It doesn't show arrow, instead it shows tab. Then they help during editing. You see, all these symbols, they help during editing to show or to hide them. So if you are editing, you can make use of all these symbols because they do not show. They will never show on your hard copy, but you can see them. You'll be able to see them while you are making use of your program, while you are typing. You'll be able to see them, but if you want to print, they will not appear. So we have the paragraph mark, we have the dot, we have the arrow, and you can actually show them and you can still hide them. So an example is, if there are too many spaces between words, non-printing character help you to see them. If there are too many spaces between the words, non-printing character will help you to see them. So let me show us an example of this. So we are talking about the non-printing character. That is what we are talking about, non-printing characters now. So let's say you see this document. Under this document, you see that there's a line under it that is giving a double, that is giving a blue underline, like a blue line rather. We are seeing a blue line under this document now. If you want to print, let me see, maybe there's a print preview here. If you want to print, look at the print preview here. If you look at that document, you will see that there's no blue line under it. I'm trying to zoom it for us to see. You will see that there's no blue line under it. So these are the non-printing characters that we are talking about. They will show when you are typing, when they will all show when you are working on your document. But if you want to print them out, they will not show. So that's an example. Or maybe you type something like this. You see there's a green line under this also, because there's a mistake there. There's a mistake there. This HUS is showing a red line. This MISTAES is showing another red line. If you want to print this out now, you will see that there is no red line under it. So these non-printing characters are just there to tell us that you are making a mistake, to tell us that there's something wrong, there is too much space in this, your words are not correct, or maybe you are not writing them very well. That is the important of them. For an example now, this one that is showing a blue tick, this document that is showing a blue line, it means the way you write it is not correct. Now if I'm to right click on this, it will show me the correct thing, which is document. That's the correct thing, document.
Right.
Why this one that is showing red? This one that is showing red means there's a typographical error there. The word is not correct. Now if I should right click on it, it will show me the correct one. It will give me options. Maybe I want to write maybe it is mistakes I want to write. Maybe it is mistake I want to write. Maybe it is mistakes I want to write. Maybe it's mistakes I want to write. So these are the options that are there. And what I wanted to write is mistakes. So for this HUS also, for this HUS also, it's going to show me options too for that. If I should right click on it, let's say I right click on it now. Look at the options there: whose, is, osh, ox, as. And me, what I intend on writing there is uj. Aminola is making a uj mistakes. So that is the importance of these non-printing characters. They will not print. When you want to print your documents, they will not show on the documents. Instead, you'll be able to see them on the typing area of your documents before you print. The moment you want to print them out, they will not show. So that's for these not printing characters. So let's go back. So let's look at the important terms to remember here. There are some important terms we need to remember, and that is word processing. And the first one is the word processing itself. So the meaning of the word processing, I said, it is using a computer to type and edit documents. Word processing is you using a computer program like Microsoft Word to type, to save, to print, to edit documents. Then word wrap. And that one is the word wrap. I made mention of it. I said the automatic movement of text to the next line. In the practical example I did, while I was typing that word processing, is the process of using software or computer program like Microsoft Word to print. You will notice that while I was typing, automatically there's a movement of text to the next line, even without me pressing enter. So it is called word wrap. While the next one is insertion point. This insertion point is the blinking cursor showing where typing appears. That black line that I said is at the front of S, then is blinking. That is called the insertion. This is called the insertion point. So that's the cursor that is blinking. Then black document. Yeah, black document is an empty page that you use for typing. You can click on Ctrl N to create a blank document, and you can go to File, click on New to create a blank document. Then the last one is the non-printing characters. So symbols visible on the screen only. So for this non-character, they are just the symbols that they are visible on the screen only. If you want to print, they will not be visible again. They will disappear. So these are the important terms we need to remember. We need to remember under this unit. So those are the important terms we need to remember. So let's continue. So let's look at the simple real life example. The simple real life example is, imagine, I said this, I asked you to type benefit of education. Like, give me the benefit of education now. What do we do? You are given a topic that, go and write out the benefit of education. What are the steps you take? This is just like me creating an algorithm here. These steps I'm giving now here is also known as algorithm because it's a step-by-step process to solve a problem. So the first one is you open a Microsoft Word, you create a new document, you click on Ctrl N. Then what do you do next? You type the assignment in the text area. You type your answers there, you press enter after paragraph. While typing your answers, if there's this point you need to use paragraph, you click on enter. If there's a point you don't need to use paragraph, you don't click on enter. And after you are done, you save the document, you print it. So that entire process is called what? It's called word processing. So that is a real life example I can give for that. So let's look at the summarization of the whole unit. So word processing is the use of computers to create, to edit, to save, and to print documents using programs like what? Microsoft Word. So users can easily type, you can easily correct mistakes, you can easily format documents, you can easily print them when you are using Microsoft Word. So Word automatically wrap text to the next line. And it is called word wrap. Automatically, they wrap text to the next line. And non-printing.
Sorry to interrupt you, please. You are still on the distance. You're not going back.
On what, sir? Okay, you're not seeing it. You are not for use paper cards. Hold on, let me. Okay, sorry. I wasn't noticing that. Thank you, sir. So I was talking about the simple real life example here. I said, imagine you are asked to write a benefit of education now. You are asked to type it out. So what you do, the steps you use to solve that is what? You open your Microsoft Word. You create a new document. You use Ctrl N. You can click on Ctrl N to create a new document for you. You type the assignment in the text area, that blank space. Type your assignment there. Then you press enter after paragraph. If paragraph is needed for you to create, you click on enter. If paragraph is not needed, you leave it there. Automatically, the Word is going to wrap your text for you to the next line. Then you save the document. After saving it, you can print it if you want to. If you don't want to print it, you can share it to the person you want to share it to the lecturer you want to send it to. So this entire process is called word processing. So that's a simple real life example here. So let's look at the summarization of the whole unit. So I said word processing is the use of computer to create, to edit, to save, and to print documents using programs like what? Microsoft Word. So yeah, user can easily type. You as a user, you can easily type, you can easily correct mistakes, you can easily format documents, and you can easily print them. So Word automatically wrap text to the next line. In Microsoft Word, it automatically wrap text to the next line, just like you're typing on your WhatsApp. When you get to that end point, it will automatically come under the next, like under that first line, like that continuously, even without you pressing enter. And the non-printing characters, they help users during editing. These non-printing characters help users during editing because you'll be able to see where your grammatical writing is wrong. You'll be able to see words that requires you to delete, maybe because the space is too much, maybe because it's not well spelled, and the rest. So that is the importance of these non-printing characters. So that's for this particular unit. So I believe we are able to catch up with it. I believe we understand them. So I have a little questions to ask us under this unit. So let's go into the little question. So the first one says, explain word processing in your own word. I've given us the definition and the explanation of this word processing. So who can help us? Who can just in your own word? You are not supposed to be you don't have to say it in my own word, and if you can say it in the way I describe it there, it's fine. So who can explain word processing for us? So I believe we all started the class together, and I explained that to us. Even at the summarization, I still explained again. So you can try. Alright, sir. We are all yes. Okay. So write. The word write. We don't write. Do we write? Do you write or type? Yeah, type. So we don't write. We type. So word processing is just like process of you typing, you editing, you saving your text, and you trying to print a document out. That is word, like you trying to just process word. Word, your sentence, your content, you want to process it, you want to make an adjustment to it, you want to create it, you want to type it, you want to save it, you want to print it. You're processing this in any way you want it to be. You want to bring the top to the bottom, you want to bring the bottom to the top, anyhow you want it to be. So that is for the word processing. Then the second question says, mention 3 uses of the enter key in Microsoft Word. I gave us the uses of enter key. I said, when are we required to make use of enter key? So who can help us with that? The uses of enter key in Microsoft Word. In a way that you understand. I know we make use of enter now. At least if you are typing on your phone, you click on enter sometimes. That arrow that looks like that is down there. It looks like how will I describe it? It's giving this kind of arrow in L shape. When you make use of it, how does it work? What is the usage? Yeah, to end a paragraph. Yeah, that's correct. So you use enter key to end a paragraph. Then you can also use it to create a paragraph. The same way you can use it to end a paragraph, you can use it to create a paragraph. Then you can use it to break tables and column. A lot of uses of enter, a lot. You can use it to confirm and apply actions. You can use it to add space between sections. You can use it to do a lot of things. You can use it to do a lot of things. So that's for that. So let's go to the objective questions that we have before we end the class. So we have 5 objective questions here. So the first one says a program used for typing documents is called dash. A program that is used for typing documents is called dash. What's it called?
Word processor.
Yeah, it's called a word processor. Yeah. A program that is used for typing documents is called word processor. And number 2, which software is commonly used for word processing? We talked about the software that is used for word processing in this unit. So which one? Yeah, Microsoft Word. Microsoft Word is the commonly used one. So number 3, the blinking vertical line on the document is called dash. Yeah, cursor. It's called a cursor. That blinking line is called a cursor. Then number 4, word automatically moving text to the next line is called dash. It's called word wrap. Yeah, word wrap. Thank you. It's called word wrap. So which key combination create a new document? Which key combination can we use to create a new document? Control N. Yeah, we make use of Control N. Control N is used to create a new document. Control S is used to save a document. Control P is used to print a document. Control X is used to cut a sentence. Maybe there's a sentence I want to remove totally. When you highlight the document and click on Control X, it will cut it off. So that's for that. So let's go to the fill in the gap section. The first question says, word processing is the use of computer to create and edit dash. Word processing is the use of computer to create and edit dash. Is it text? There's a document. Thank you. So there's a better way to call it. Call it document. So word processing is the use of computer to create and edit document. So the blinking line that is showing where text will appear is called the dash point. Yeah, more of it, but that is not the correct one. There was something before the cursor point, if you can remember. So I call it insertion point. That was what I told us then. I said insertion point. There's insertion point, there's cursor. In that cursor, anywhere you place it, that is where you start your text from. So that is why it's called the insertion point. You are inserting it there. Yeah. So question 3. Microsoft Word is an example of a dash processing software. Microsoft Word is an example of a dash processing software. The answer is already in the question. So word processing software. So number 4, the automatic movement of text to the next line is called dash wrap. The automatic movement of text to the next line is called dash wrap. What's it called? What kind of wrap is that? Yeah, word wrap. Thank you. So number 5, symbols like this paragraph symbol and dots, they are called dash characters. What are they called? Characters like that, characters like this paragraph text and this dots, they are called dash characters. What kind of characters are they? Yeah, they are called non-printing characters. They are called non-printing characters. So thank you for the answers. So let's try as much as possible to be putting our mind in this. I know, according to the way we are answering these questions, especially on GST, should I say most of us are not familiar with computer, or it's just how it is? So let's try as much as possible to just connect ourselves to this thing, because if not for anything, for the sake of our exam, let's try to get ourselves involved, so that it's going to be an easy thing for us to do. And about the filling the gap, majority of the filling the gap, if you observe very well, the answers used to be inside the objective sometimes. So that is why you need to be smart enough. You need to be smart enough to understand the questions very well. For an example, now I say this number 3. I said Microsoft Word is an example of the dash processing software. The answer is also Word, and the word is inside the question. So let's just follow up. The now system is very different, but at the same time, there is a scope for it. That's why we need to put our mind in it. Yeah. So I hope we are reading, because our exam is coming closer. So let's try as much as possible to make ourselves available. So by 9 p.m. tomorrow or so, there's going to be another class. The link is going to be dropped in the group. Yeah, it's going to be dropped there. So let's prepare our mind for it. It's GST105, History and Philosophy of Science. So thank you all for joining tonight's class. I really appreciate every one of us. Let's have a wonderful night's rest. Alright. What did you say? Yeah, it's recorded. It's recorded. Yeah, it's recorded. It's recorded. I'm going to post the class. I'm going to post the recorded video. Can you hear me? Wait. Yeah, the class is recorded. The class is recorded. I'm going to send the video inside the group later on. The class is recorded. I will check, because I think it's been up to 2 weeks now that we actually discussed about GST105. It's been up to 2 weeks. So the last one should be on science, the way we develop science according to West. I think it's West something. Okay, you want to check? Yeah, you can actually check that. West something, I have forgotten. Model. There are links in the group already. So once you click on any of those links, it will take you to the page, and you can actually go to the playlist for GST105. Yeah. Alright. So thank you everyone for joining the class. Let's have a wonderful night's rest. Bye. Alright, sir. Bye. Yes, I will do that. I will not forget. I will not forget, sir. Oluwadamilola, thank you. I just call me
How are you?
chill.
How are you?